but I think that Florida is the perfect case. When I see Florida, I see Germany.
Let's go.
So we talk about these words, but we don't talk about how they affect you and how it would make your life different. And until we do that, we're going to have people sitting out in 24, and we can't afford for anyone to sit out. They don't understand. But I think that Florida is the perfect case. When I see Florida, I see Germany. I see people who had things happening across the street with the big fence, and they had no idea what was happening. And I see what's happening in our country when I look at Florida banning books, banning Amanda Gorman, banning all of these things. One person making a decision for the entire state, the governor saying all of these things out loud. And people are just like, la, 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 I'm going to Florida, I'm going to Disneyland. And I was just thinking, are you not paying attention?
Well, that's one of the reasons we're doing this. For me, having these opinions and thoughts doesn't mean much if I'm not expressing them out loud. And this venue is a safe place for us to sort of practice speaking what we want to say to others, but also to pick up on the opinions and the perspectives of people who are unlike us. Certainly from the two of you, I always get that. And I retain things that you say and use them myself because I'm like, yeah, that's a really good point. And it's the overcoming of fear of speaking about politics openly and overcoming saying things like Florida reminds me of Germany, right? Because that's going to activate people. That's going to piss people off. But it's got to be discussed because that is the only way anything is going to change. It is the only way we're going to open people's minds and educate them and make them feel empowered to speak up. It is okay to speak up and not have all the answers, because when you do speak up, other people can supply you with the information that you're lacking, and you're just going to become stronger as a result. I see no need in keeping the gloves on anymore. I really don't. And I have respect for the individual Republican voter who has voted Republican possibly all of their lives, comes from a family of Republicans. I come from a family of mostly Republicans. I started out as a Republican voter, and I don't want to slap all of those individual people in the face who might be conflicted right now, and they're afraid to go against not just their party, but all the people in their neighborhood, their society, their friend groups who all feel that the Republican Party is the right way to go. And so on the one hand, I got to call out the party for stuff because I'm very concerned. And at the same time, I want to speak to the individual voter and say, look, I know this is not all on you. I know you're not calling the shots, but you got to stand up and either say, I'm down with what the Republican Party is doing, and I don't care who knows it, or this is not cool with me. I'm going to go look for some alternatives.
I don't even need them to look for an alternative. One of the things that this country does that I think is pretty fabulous is that your vote is private. And so what you say and do, you can keep quiet. When you go in that flipping voting booth, your ass needs to vote Democrat. And it's not because you believe in everything that Democrats do and say, but you have got to get rid of this Republican Party of today so that you can build a new one for tomorrow. And if you can't see that it is broken critically, and that it needs to be brought down so that we can have two parties that have good sense, then I don't understand what people are saying to me.
Dr. Jason Johnson said recently, there is no Republican Party. It's a terrorist organization. And I think that is something that Democrats have to remember. And like you were saying, Gary, the gloves have to come off. We have to call this out in very specific terms, just like Fennell was saying. Make them talk about it. Make them name those specific things, because there is no Republican Party. You may have thought you were a Republican, but guess what? That does not exist. And which of these many things do you like the most? Is it the forced birth? Is it history being banned? Books being banned? I mean, it's just our lists that we could name. I mean, they go on and on and on. And when people don't understand the word Nazi or fascism, if they don't understand that, they do understand terrorism.
Yeah.
Well, they understand Nazi too. And we are in a place where people need to pay attention to what is happening. It is not okay. I am so sick and tired of the news talking about inflation. Oh, inflation, and this is high. Look at my charts here. The chart shows. Blah, 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 blah. Well, all I want to say is this. If you want to fix inflation at this point, keep your ass home and stop shopping. Okay? Because if you're telling me that stuff is so expensive, why is the airport so loaded you can't even get a flight somewhere? Why is the train station loaded? Why can't I go in TJ Maxx and the line is about to go down the building? What is happening? If you got no money, stay home. Stop shopping, because that'll fix inflation. Don't give your money to all the people. Get off Amazon. I'm just saying, if inflation is so bad and you got no money, stay home.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to You Can't Beat Blue on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And you can send your questions and comments to me directly at youcan'tbeatblue@gmail.com. I answer them all.